Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. So as you can see, we are doing almost 30 tips on solo at the moment. I was actually quite surprised. I put up in the community asking what videos you wanted. Everyone said how to solo, and I am not gonna lie, I have been loving solo. I feel like I was born for Apex solo. I've been winning non-stop. I've gone from being an aggressive camper to being a full-on aggressive kill hunting player, getting like 6-7 kill average games. Like, yeah, and my average skill level has skyrocketed because I've played a lot more aggressively. But anyway, I'm going to let you know my specific little tips. Let's get straight into this. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. But anyway, starting with number one is obviously teamers. Now, teamers are a bit of an issue at the moment. I personally have only had 2 encounters with them. There's not really much you can do. To be honest, the best thing is just to imagine you're playing like solo squads, because that's exactly what it's like. Right here, there's 4 teamers. There's 4 of them all working together right there. I didn't know that. I thought I was going up against one and there was one pushing him in bunker, but yeah, it was 4 of them. Now, the second one is like, these first little tips are just general tips, and then I'll go into category tips. But this one's like using the same iron sights. Basically, when you have, say, a ×1, then a ×3 on a different weapon, you have a different sensitivity with different sights, and they are bringing out an update soon to so that you can adjust that like manually. But all in all, I would 100% just say, like, use the same iron sights on each weapon. If I'm using a ×2 on my R301, I'll put a ×2 on my R99, because you get so used to that specific sight for that game that it's just so much more efficient, and you're not constantly switching between sights. Now, the next one is smart self-resing. There's a lot of people in solos that are just like, oh, I've got a self-res shield, I've been knocked, I'll just quickly pop it. They won't shoot me here. Or they'll just sit there and not defend themselves. They'll let people shoot them, being like, oh, I don't want to put out my shield, because then they'll know I have a gold shield. Use it a little bit, because if they get third-partied, you'll have time to crawl away, get into that hiding spot and recover. It's the best chance you've got. Just be smart about your self-reses. Now, high ground pressure. So, I do not care about the mass amount of pathfinders in solos. It's to be expected. I do not care one bit, because if you know what you're doing, it doesn't matter, right? I don't care if I'm playing Watson, Octane, freaking Lifeline, Bloodhound. My high ground is my high ground. Always apply pressure to high ground opponents and steal that high ground. Just keep applying pressure, throw those nades in until they get off, and then you can steal it. It doesn't matter if they're a pathfinder. If they try and grapple up, just shoot them off. If they take you down, they just happen to be the better shot. So you've just got to work on your accuracy in terms of that, and let me know if you want me to do an accuracy video, because my accuracy has skyrocketed and I've learned a lot of tips on exactly how that is. But moving on, constant pressure. So we've done high ground pressure, and then once you've kind of got high ground, I love to apply constant pressure. When you're applying this pressure, people don't have time to recover. The biggest issue I used to have was I would fight a little bit and then I would relax and try and reset myself. But that would give them time to relax and reset themselves. If you feel like you're on a roll, don't like let up the pressure, because you're just going to give them time to recover as much as you're recovering yourself. Just keep on hammering at them, and like here with the Watson, I hear her setting up on the opposite with her ultimate, and I'm like, you know, seeing me, she's distracted. I'm going to constantly apply that pressure in there, and she's shocked and doesn't really have a clue what to do. I don't know how she had this much shield, but I managed to end up getting anyway. Now, next thing, a lot of this video is going to be about avoiding third parties, by the way, and this brings us to home base. Always make sure you have a home base of some sort, and what this means is a place close by you're fighting that you know you have like a safe point. It's your home base. You know you can quickly pop back there within a couple seconds. You know you've got some decent tactical advantages in that location. You know how to handle that location. And then this also brings us to defensive awareness. So say here, I use this clip for a prime example at the watchtower, you've got like not many areas you can be attacked from. So I stay at the very back end, and then I only have to watch like one door and the one hole, and then I can go up on top if I hear them trying to push that way, and then I can come in from the bottom if I hear them pushing that way. And like using that back entrance at the watchtower, you can control the fight so much. And like here, I end up getting third partied by 4 different players, and I handled it every single time because I was making sure I kept my defensiveness at an all-time high. I was keeping to that back entrance, so I wasn't exposing myself as much. I was baiting them through the doors with all the loot boxes. I wasn't like pushing out to them, because otherwise I'm just going to get attacked by them a bit, and even if I do kill them, I'm going to get third partied. So yeah, just defensive awareness, like holding those like defensive positions and not pushing too much is really going to help you like in terms of not getting third partied so much. And then early positioning, this is one of the last like just core tips. Early positioning is key in a lot of the final circles. Basically what will happen is in the final circles, the shield covers a lot of the outside area, so you can use these tiny rocks very defensively because it's like you're covered, like I am here, by the storm. So to the left and to the right, I know I'm not going to get shot because the storm's there. So I know the opponents are up on the hill, and then again, as you can see here, I am literally applying constant pressure on this guy because one, he might not have many heals left, so I can just drain him out of his like heals and stuff. But again, early positioning, I'm keeping an eye on the circle. You've got to keep an eye on that circle in the top left and know where you've got to get to. And like this Pathfinder, he ends up getting caught out in the storm because he's so focused on trying to fight me, he's just not paying attention to his positioning. And that's basically going to transition us into a whole little category of tips to do with the ring. Now, something I like to do when you're like coned in by a whole bunch of people, like the ring's closing in, is I just let the ring go over me, and you'll see all the moles come out of their holes. They'll start running, they'll panic because of this 1 or 2 damaging per second storm, and it's like, just use the storm to your advantage, let all the moles run out, and you can shoot them. Now, again, like in the higher storms, this doesn't work. When past the second ring, I would not advise going in the storm at all. As you can see here, I just shot that Pathfinder once because right now we are very far away from the third ring, and I'm 99% sure he's not going to be able to get out in time, which he doesn't, but because I damaged him half an hour ago, I still get the free easy kill. Pretty nice. Now, ring closing pressure. This is probably one of the most effective little tips in terms of like the ring. When the ring's about to close and you see enemies, just like hit them up, light them all up, because when they start to run in, they're going to panic, they're low on health, and like here, I rinse both their shields, they both get scared to push, and I get easy kill, easy win. Now, circle awareness. A lot of people are struggling with this at the moment. As you'll see in this clip, I get a free win because the guy doesn't know where the final circle is. So make sure you're looking in the map and open up the big map. Zoom right in so you can see where the next circle is. Because as you can see, it's very small and a lot of people get really caught off guard by that. Now, next is tiptoe looting. So I've got a couple little tips here on looting, because a lot of times, especially with the mass amount of third partying, and that's not me complaining, by the way, I think that's a natural part of Battle Royale games. I accept it, I counter it, I freaking love it. We adapt. But tiptoe looting, when you got that third party shooting with a sniper, just do a tiptoe looting, left, right, left, right. You can easily get what you need. It's not so great when people are using assault rifles because they can 1 or 2 bullets and it will just take you out of the looting system. Now, next is armor looting. So another little looting tip. Basically, armor looting is probably one of the most efficient things for final circles and mass amounts of third-party situations. As you can see here, I am fighting about 3 different Pathfinders, lasering all up. As I told you, my accuracy and my skill has gotten a lot better since I've been able to not solo squad. But yeah, as you can see right here, I'm getting lasered up, quickly grab the fast heal and the shield, which allows me to pop another shield while he pushes, and then I'm able to like basically, I didn't even mean to grapple him there, but it was sick anyway, and I managed to end up clutching it up. So if you got to get quick at finding that armor and picking it up quick just before you fight someone else. You don't need to loot everything in those emergency situations. Now next is baiting. I love to control fights. I love to make people fight for me. They think they're fighting me, but no, I'm controlling their every action. So right here, I've seen an enemy on the opposite building. I'm going to pretend I haven't noticed him. And then I'm going to sneak up on top of the opposite building. He still thinks I'm inside somewhere. And then I'm going to light him up. And now he's panicked. He's like, what the frick? This guy was just looting Oblivious a minute ago. And suddenly he's getting rinsed. It's the blind bait. Now, choke point bait, as you can see in the top left, you've got the circle, and this little point here, this is going to, like, there's 5 people left in the circle. I'm pretty percent sure someone's going to come along here. So I get in an unexpected spot, wait for someone to come by, and boom, quick assassination. Within 2 seconds, she's dead. It's going to prevent third parties. And as you can see here, I end up like managing to clutch up this win. We got stuck in a very weird situation, and I ended up just, honestly, this was a third-party win, 100%. But yeah, it's pretty useful. So this is the animation bait. So basically what I do is I wait for them to come to me, and as they climb up, during that brief second where they can't shoot, they're in a very predictable pattern where I can shoot them and use that animation, similar to how you would bait them on a zip line to get like that decent accuracy shot. Now, a lot of these are just to muck around, guys, and some of them are actually, like, right here, I call this the noob bait, and basically, I pretend to be a noob, or I pretend to be friendly. I just basically make them think I'm not a threat. So, as you can see here, I'm just dancing around, I'm being very stupid, I could literally die in one shot, getting a bit overcocky, but basically I just bait them into a position because right then he was in a nice handy choke point, he could just laser me, so I wanted to bait him out, pretended to be a noob basically. Now next is the drop down bait. I do this all the time. If you know someone's there, just start shooting as soon as you land. But then here's the real drop down bait. As soon as there's a third party, you know they're going to be pushing, right? So get into the position where you know they're coming up, stand still so they can't hit you, and then drop down, shoot them in the back. You've done a ton of damage before they even realize what's going on. It's a bit of a third party / falling down bait where you bait the point where the third party is going to be coming from. And then next is the standing still bait. So this was very similar to what I just did with the standing still. So I basically don't let them know where I am. So right here, I'm trying to screw around with a different Wraith. As you can see in this gameplay, mass amount of wins, by the way. Smash like for like my skill getting good. But right here, basically, I bait the Wraith with the audio of my footsteps, and then I stand still. And she's looking around like, I swear I just heard him around here a minute ago. He's got to be. So she comes out. I get an easy headshot. Pretty simple. I use footsteps to bait people all the time, and a lot of pros will just zigzag constantly, but I like to stop just to like confuse the enemies every now and then. Now onto nades. So there's a whole tip category section full of nades here, and this is called the Nade Distraction. So Pathfinders, yes, a lot of times they're going to have the high ground, so when you try and push, they're going to be ready for you, and you're not really going to be able to do anything. It's a bit of a pain. So what I do a lot of the time is I throw a nade up, and the intention isn't actually to hit them. That would be nice, but while they're distracted, the sound of the grenade, while they're looking at the grenade, I manage to open the doors, climb up, and just manage to clutch it up, and then again get another win. But those grenades, a lot of times I'll just use them purely for distraction and not intended to do any actual damage. Now, nade defensive. So basically, this is probably the most useful nade tip. When you're fighting someone, it's a pretty even fight especially, you can bait them out of their defense by throwing a grenade slightly behind it. It's going to push them out. This is a very common tip that a lot of people use, but a lot of people don't know how to use it quick enough in battle. They'll only think about it in hindsight or something. Now, nade balloon escapes. So I use this again all the time. When you're going up a balloon, very easy for you to get shot. So what I'll do is I throw any type of grenade near them or on them, and 9 times out of 10, this will force them to move, and it will force them to stop aiming at you because they don't want to take damage. Now, next is nade third party, and this is brilliant if you don't want to get third partied yourself after third partying someone else, because you can quickly assassinate people in a matter of like 5 to 10 seconds just by landing a few quick shots in, instead of just trying to have this 5-minute gunfight that ends up third party heaven for half of the game. Next is nade anti-pinch. I put this up on Reddit, didn't get much traction, but I absolutely loved this clip. So basically, I ended up getting pinched by 2 Pathfinders. I got one on here, one on the other side. They weren't teaming, it was just positioning. And basically, I threw a grenade out one entrance, switched to the other, and then switched to the other. And then I run out, just timing the explosions perfectly so they don't hit me, but it forces those Pathfinders away from me, and then they end up actually fighting each other, and I'm able to come in, and the Pathfinder's like, I am the only one that can get high ground, and I'm like, no, I know how to climb, bitch. But basically, sorry, I'm loving solo mode right now. Volume up. Right here, I hear a Wraith that's over 50 meters away from you. I play with too many people that don't hear things. Turn your volume up, guys. Don't deafen yourself, but really, footsteps are really, really important. Now, that's really the end of the core main tips. These are just like a few friendly, have fun with the game type tips, guys. So be a sport right here. The Gibraltar was trapped. I thought I'd give him a zip line to give him a chance, but he still couldn't do it. And then next... This is how you take down a pro. This guy had a Mastiff. I knew I was dead. I dropped my weapons. I offered up a boxing match, and he freaking took me on. I'm going to leave you with the clip. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what detailed videos you want. I'll catch you later. Peace.
Yes, boxing fight. Boxing fight. Is he doing it? He's doing it. All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh. Oh, it's a tag. Oh, it's a tag. Oh, oh. Oh. Oh, we both missed. This one hit each. Oh. Oh, kudos to you. A-Sky champion. No. Oh, what a bro. You are the champion. No. Sky, you are the champion for not shooting me in the face when I opened that door.
Hi YouTube, please leave a subscribe and drop a fat like.